also be the least hyped thing ever. But just be ready for anything. This is going to be so cool. So this is a best of one here. Flash versus Free. Free is going to be the first player to face off against a random opponent. And I believe it's about 19 or 20 years here.
In a Star League, yeah,
yes, in a Star League. I believe the last player to play random was CHRH. That was a long time ago. He switched to Terran. We're going to go to Shakura's Temple. It starts now. Flash versus Free with Flash playing random.
샤크로스 템플에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Wait for it.
Here we go! Here we go! He's Terran! Cross spawn!
Cross spawn Terran.
GG! All right, he's in the winner match.
Let's go to game 2. Flash wins.
Craziness. Well, that's...
Look at Free's like, maybe he's Protoss. That would... Yeah, maybe he's Protoss.
You know what here's the thing, right? I think that Flash is going to make it through tonight, even though it's really hard.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm afraid of. If he gets Terran too many times, you're not going to give him any credit.
No,
and we're not going to be friends anymore. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know, Tasis and Artosis stop talking. What happened? Well, you know.
Flash got Terran a few too many times for Tasis' taste.
Artosis said, wow, he won with random. And then they stopped talking.
Oh, man. Okay, Pylon in main.
So, let's talk a little bit about the Protoss perspective of going up against random. You know, first of all, Protoss, and this is going to be obvious, but stay with me. The pylon powers your buildings, right? So the first pylon you play is very important. If you're against a Zerg, you want to, generally speaking, fast expand. If you're against a Protoss or a Terran, you generally don't want to have a pylon at your first pylon at the natural. So Protoss have a unique problem playing against random because they can end up with a very inconvenient build. Now, in this case, it's looking like it's probably going to be fine because he made the gateway in the main. Had, let's say, Free made a pylon, and I don't think we'll see any Protoss players do this against random. I'll be very surprised if they do. I think it's a bad build. I don't think any Protoss players will make a pylon at the natural.
You don't think any?
No.
But wouldn't that be a good way to hedge if you're Snow? He said he wants to play against the Protoss, so if you build it at the natural, it's good against Terran and Zerg.
Yeah, but you'll lose a PvP. It's very easy to lose a PvP there.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I know that's why it's like very risky. But it would give him a much better shot against Zerg, at least.
But I suppose there's a point that there are good Protoss builds where you don't fast expand.
Yeah.
Either 2-gate or into gas, but like against someone like Hero, I don't know. Maybe against Flash you could.
I want to look at everyone. Look at Free's face.
Right,
Free is on the right here. Look at his face as he sees Terran. There it is.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's got him second.
Yeah.
He's his race. He's the greatest in the whole world at this. Uh-oh. Yep. Uh-oh.
Well, thanks for being part of this great experiment, Free.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, this is brutal. But I will say this. Free can play in a completely standard PvT.
Hey. Oh, just got it. Okay, that was great observing from our observer to check Flash's residual vision, because the way that you scout with Terran, you want to be able to see that Zealot coming. So, I guess his eyes didn't catch it.
Yeah.
His eyes didn't catch it.
It was on the mini-map, the color was, but his eyes did not actually notice it. So, by the way, Free is not at a build order disadvantage doing this.
Yeah, he's totally fine.
He's actually going to be going into a normal PvT here.
Yeah. And he's putting some pressure on that bunker. I mean, I think he might have to cancel it.
He actually kills a scouting SCV too.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, some Protoss players might cheese here. I don't know what Free is going to do. It looks like Free instead is just going to take a quick Nexus. That's before gas, right? Maybe not. No, I'm sorry, not before gas. I meant before range.
Yeah, that was before
What
range.
am I talking about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got 300 gas almost.
I'm going to have to take you down easy here, man.
But yeah, you're quite right. It's before that. Now let's see if he actually throws up a tech building before his range. That's kind of interesting. Flash, I mean, it looks like he's just going to expand. Yep, going to send that SCV down. Still no range. Still no range. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like, Okay, still no range.
So what's he want to do? Is he going to go for a quick drop? All right.
Robo.
Probably into Reaver.
Yeah, very quick Reaver here. Some Protosses do like to do that. What do you think about when you see a bunker expansion to just go into Reaver right away?
I think it's good.
You like
I think
it?
cross spawns like this.
Yeah,
I think
actually,
that,
yeah, cross spawn, I can see that.
Yeah, cross spawns, I think it's actually fine because even though you can die to a rush, like if they do just do 2 factories after this in a time,
yeah.
you can die. People tend to not do that.
Yeah, anyone that
know what I'm saying?
2-fax cross map is a sociopath.
Oh, I mean 2 factory after the command center's done. Is
that
what I'm
one.
saying. Is
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do that anyways.
Sure.
You can absolutely die to that, but I think Free is hedging his bets here, really.
Sure. Well, going for that quick robo, getting a second gateway. There is a proxy starport here from Flash, so it's probably going to be a vulture drop coming out of him very quickly. He's sending some vultures across the map. Does he have mines? Yep, the mines just finished. So this is actually like a great situation for Flash. The fact that Free chose to do a build like this, it's like you think, oh, fast observer, that's going to be great. But actually, Flash is laying the mines so he knows all the units are in there, and like the goons are going to move out and start clearing mines, and he's going to drop vultures in the base.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool setup. And I thought it was going to be quick Reaver, actually, but no, it's going to have just a super
like
fast observer. It's actually fine, though, to just get a really quick scout and see what they're doing.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
And you're playing very much like a Zerg player in a style like this, where you're trying to just see what they're doing and then react properly. But yeah, the setup here is pretty smart by Flash. A ring of mines lightly placed around. And of course, when you get a quick observer, the first thing you want to do is start to clear mines out on the map, right? And open up the map to you so you can start to dominate. And so,
okay, this was kind of an interesting moment. A vulture just showed itself when Flash clicked back. I think it may have been a pathing error by him, but the vulture ran by the wall, and then Free instantly sent 3 goons into the main. So that's like a play that every Protoss should do around this time.
Yeah.
When a Protoss does not send goons in the main base and they don't have intel at this time, that's actually them taking a gigantic risk. Because this drop can occur. It's not that common a build, but it will kill you if you're not in position.
Yeah, you need to be ready for this.
Yeah, and he's super ready.
Free is
he's
playing
really
very well.
Yeah, it's a very nice game.
This is also setting up to be a 2-base Arbiter tech, I believe.
Yeah, you're very right about that.
Okay, here we go. He's going to see this.
All right, well, he's targeting down the vultures.
You know,
Yeah, I guess he'll prevent
was,
a lot of kills. It looks like 3 or 4 probes.
Yeah, Free is actually playing the PvT of his life right now.
Well, it ended up getting 4 or 5 probes there, right? I couldn't quite tell if it was 4 or it was 5.
I think it
the
was
dropship
4.
got out. He has mines everywhere, and he saw the timing of the Citadel, which does scream 2-base Arbiter, like you mentioned.
Now,
so I think that Flash, that was okay for Flash, even though it wasn't like a spectacular drop.
okay, so I'm curious here. Is it not better to try to shoot the dropship down and then the vultures, or is it just better to kill?
I thought it was better to get the dropship.
Yeah, watching that, I was curious about that little engagement. And maybe you lose too many probes, and he thinks, okay, I've got a good position here.
Yeah, maybe that is it. But now, I mean, there's still a dropship out, because you'll never remake the dropship if you lose it that early.
Right.
I mean, there could be a dropship later on, but you will never remake it. But now he kind of has this tool still at his disposal.
He's going to come in again here.
Yeah, the SimCity is getting better for Free, so I don't think he's going to lose anything here. Or very little, at least. Good blocking there by Free.
Really great blocking.
Yeah, and you can see his building placement is making it really hard for the vultures to get kills.
This is why it's so important to have a good SimCity here.
5 kills. I mean, well, you're trading those 4 vultures for 5 kills on, against a 2-base Protoss. I think it's all right. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's all right.
A Flash is now setting up 5 factories. So he's going to have quite a strong push. There's no additional command center, right?
Nope.
Okay, just checking. We've mostly been inside Free's base here.
Well, I don't think so, but actually the placement of one of those squares at the bottom, I think that is a factory, maybe, or a command center.
Yeah, it's lifting off now.
Yeah, you would never put a factory there, and he already has a starport. So, yeah, I think that actually is a third. Never mind.
This is what I was trying to figure out, is I thought, is it a 5-factory timing push?
Yeah, that
or
would
is
be
there something else going on?
That would be a bit weird. Like, I don't think you can actually, like, we saw Light trying to do it in his group, right?
Yeah.
It's just 2-base timings don't really work against 2-base Arbiter.
Well, that's what you'd actually want. Okay, it is a quick CC.
Yeah,
we never caught that on camera, but yeah, right. Because if you're going 2-base into an Arbiter and they do a 2-base timing push, you're going to have the Arbiter basically as they come.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a fight. You might have a stasis, but they're going to be spending scans. You can stall them out. You can drag the game out. We already had some games like this earlier on in this ASL, actually, in our previous group, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Flash, I mean, he's just kind of running around with vultures, keeping some mines down, picking off what he can. He has his third base up with really good timing here. Of course, Free has one as well. And he knows what the tech is, which is really important. You can see that his supply is really good right now, Flash's, right? He's only 10 supply behind.
Now
so his army is pretty darn good, and his economy is pretty darn good.
Is Flash actually committing with a push here?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're supposed to do this push because 2-base Arbiter is very low on units. Like, early on, the Gateway Explosion comes after Saturation and the Arbiter. So, like, I mean, look, this is doing pretty well, right?
Zealot speed is not done yet, but we actually have Free coming out here. Again, these vultures have to get in front of the tanks here. And I think this push may just be too much.
Yeah.
I think that this is actually turning out to be a very straightforward TVP here.
Well, he's going to kill this base, and he really didn't lose tanks there. He has his 3 bases with 3 gases going. This looks really good for him right now.
Very good job unsieging those tanks as the Zealot bomb was coming down here. You don't want to draw the siege tanks splash into your own units. And I think this is a push where Terran's not going to turn around. I think Terran's going to keep applying pressure over here. You know, artillery down these pylons and eventually get in front of the natural. And from there you have a pretty good contain on the Protoss, and 1 or 2 tanks and, you know, 2 or 3 vultures can then push these other bases that are also available.
Yeah, look at this. Just getting right into that natural. He's going to force a terrible engagement here out of Free. Look at that. Walking forward. Mines already placed. The tanks spread well. Here comes that first Arbiter, but it is really late compared to the push speed.
I would imagine there are so many scans banked up here to where this natural expansion can never be saved. And this is pretty much what the beginning of the end looks like from a Protoss perspective here.
You know, what a funny game. I tell you, this shows like how strong Flash is compared to everyone.
Look at that random player.
He's awesome. But yeah, that was, I mean, that was still very impressive.
All of his prep and practice paid off, you know?
Sure did.
Well, Free, you're just part of the experiment, my friend.